Hello MetalRules.com followers, we are Whispers in the Maze and I am Emine, one of the guitar players and vocalist.
I'm Ben, I play bass and also do vocals.
My name is Mike and I play drums.
Metal Rules, my name is Vito, I play the guitar.
What drives you as an artist to create music?
Do you want to go first?
Yes. For me, anyways, it's a compulsion. I wouldn't even be able to describe it. I could give you an example. At one point, I didn't play guitar for about 2 years. I've been playing for over 20, but took about a 2-year break. Tried to hang it up, couldn't hang it up. Ended up coming back, and it's just I don't know. It's kind of like a fish in water. I just need to be able to do music for my own sanity.
Well, for me, I really like to listen to metal music, and just listening is not enough. Like, I have to do more, I have to be more involved. And it can be playing covers, but like writing your own songs and creating something with your bandmates as a team and sharing it with others is definitely priceless, and I absolutely love it. And as Vito, like, I had some periods of like non-playing, but it always comes back. Like, I cannot not play.
Where does the band's name come from?
Well, Whispers in the Maze, it was a mutual decision. There was a process of finding the name, but I personally have a thing for labyrinths, and when I thought of it, like something contradictory with our like style sounded like really appealing. So when we thought of Whispers in the Maze, I absolutely loved it, and everybody was on board with it. And that later on we kind of create a meaning behind it, because like whispers and metal music and maze, there's a lot of contradiction. It can be a contradiction in our lives, it can be a contradiction in our heads, and these are all things we are living through.
Tell us about your newest upcoming album. We just released an album, or EP, called Stories Untold, Chapter 1. And I think by and large it's been an album of songs that were previously written, in a lot of cases previously written prior to me coming in the band a couple of years ago. And so I think it's been a chance to showcase the songs and really literally give them life. A lot of them have been demoed, program parts and stuff like that. So this is the first time this lineup is played through the songs, started playing them live, and recorded them to an album. Highlight for me, Poisoning Imagination, as I think this one was truly one that was unique to this lineup. What inspired the lyrics on this release?
I think mostly on this release we are letting our inner voice do the speaking, so lyrically it's really about internal struggles and our inner selves trying to talk us into doing things or out of doing things. So I think that's the one constant on this record.
Yeah, what he said.
What is the story behind the album's cover artwork?
The artwork was done by our friend Augusto Peixoto from Portugal. Iron Doom Designs.
Yeah, and we picked it up because it has some of the visual cues previously seen on our Treads Unbind EP cover, so like the circle and the character walking away from the audience, and it also speaks to some of the songs in the album. Also, this being chapter 1, I can say that it's actually a part of a larger piece that you might come to discover later.
All right, albums or new albums that have caught your ear.
Lots. I've got 3 examples. I've got the new Halo Effect, which is called Days of the Lost. Really fantastic melodic death metal album. It's just got all of the good stuff in it. I don't want to call it traditional because it could sound bad, but I mean, it's just, I think if you're a melodic death metal fan, then you're going to like this. That's one of my top picks for this year. Outside of that particular genre, what's been interesting, Half came out with a pretty big album that everyone's probably already heard about, All That Was Promised. A bit faster, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more true cult, I guess, in a sense. And outside of that, a band I actually just discovered this year, Light Dweller, that came out with Lucid Offering. I've gone through the band's back catalog. I think they've only got another one other full length, but it's a bit of like a Gore Guts meets All Straight kind of vibe, which is very, very disturbing and very, very effective.
Yeah, I think with things like Apple Music and Spotify, there's always new things to be discovered, so I kind of enjoy just letting it run. Band called Aeternum, probably not pronouncing that correctly, a Canadian band from Quebec, put a new album. What drew me to it was actually an album from a couple years ago, so that's actually an album, not a newer album, but an album that's new to me. Rivers of Nile, the work, excellent. I'd say it's already probably one of the strongest albums of 2022. Fallujah, putting out a new album probably tomorrow. Really excited about that. So in advance, already stoked about it. Tell us a little bit about your local music scene.
So we get a lot of touring bands still coming in, stopping in Ottawa on their way between Montreal and Toronto. But they usually play way smaller venues than they would do in those two cities. And we also have local promoters who are very supportive of local bands who would give us opportunities to open for these bands. For example, in 2018, I think, we opened for Amorphis, the Finnish melodic death metal legends, here in Ottawa, basically in a bar. And that would never happen in any other city in Canada.
Yeah, I think in a lot of ways, I think we're a small city, or trying to think big and stuff like that. But I think it's a really diverse music scene. A lot of things you can just kind of have to dig for it. But if you uncover that and get connected in the scene, there's a lot to discover there. What are our future plans?
So our last release is Stories Untold Chapter 1. No brainer, we are working on the Chapter 2. So this new next EP will be all new songs written by the current lineup. And it won't be Stories Untold per se, but it will be a continuation of the previous chapter.
Stories completely told.
Completed told.
Completely told. We actually, I think, have plans to do, along with the next release, obviously more interviews like this, and hopefully do another music video. We actually just released a music video not long ago after watching this for a song Poisoning Imagination, which was a lot of fun. Worked with Dark Moon Productions. Joe did a fantastic job featuring what we think a pretty original concept, using a whole slew of animals that were mine, they were pets. Some of my snakes, some stunt worms, lizards, reptiles. That's been a major passion of mine for a long time, along with music. So it's cool to be able to combine the two in one really cohesive way and kind of play with a lot of kind of themes and things like that. And not everyone likes snakes and spiders, so to kind of play off those kind of ideas of anxiety, but at the same time showcase these beautiful animals.
No animals were harmed during the video.
Absolutely not. Tell us, why does metal rule? And if you think it doesn't, then why are you playing in a metal band?
It just does. It just does. It's difficult to even. I could write you a book, or I could give you 2 sentences. It's not even like a thing that you can rationalize. It just, when you hear it and it gets you going and it gets you pumped up and it gets you moving, or thinking, or out of your bad mood. Like it's just, there's nothing that metal can't do. Yeah. There's all kinds of different. I could go thrash metal, death metal, melodic metal. It's like I listen to all of it, and it's not everything that's going to resonate with you, but to me, it's just a way of life. That's just what it is.
Yeah, in terms of musical genre, and like you said, subgenres, it's endless. There's something for everyone, and to me, hard rock, metal, really, there's nothing else for me that that kind of gets that release, right?
Yeah, like there is something for everyone within the genre of metal. You know, whether regular people want to admit it or not, there's a ton to be explored, and it's never boring ever.